So I wanted to come on here and share another wild story that has happened to me. And I haven't been sharing many stories. I've been in a moment. I've been trying to figure out the correlations to everything and trying to find out what's going on. It's supernatural stuff, man. And I love it, and it sends me down a rabbit hole trying to figure it out. This one starts, I want to say about 2 years ago. Christina gets a message for me in her meditation, and it's to make me a bracelet with the Saint Benedict charm on it, and she's to go get it blessed at the church, and I'm to wear it. I still wear it. I wear it every day. It's the second one. I don't know. I didn't know anything about Saint Benedict, but I always listen to messages that she gets in meditation. I'm very connected. I get a lot of messages, so I went with it. If I still haven't thought back 2 years to figure out what has happened in that time, with everything, but I can tell you this. So last October, we go to Puerto Rico because one of Christina's cousins is getting married over there. And I've never been to Puerto Rico. My grandmother passed away 2016, months before my son Alex was born. And they flew her body out to Puerto Rico because she wanted to be buried with her family in Yauco. And because that's where she's from. And, I don't know if you know, but in Puerto Rico, they actually bury you above ground with your family. So it was the first time. It was very emotional for me. Weird thing is that I'm pulling up, my cousin that lives out there, Louis, he gives me the place where she is, So I look up the address, we get there, and it's tombstones everywhere on both sides of the street. I'm like, how am I gonna find my grandmother? So what I did was I prayed. I said, Grandma, please tell me where you are. And something told me to pull over. I pull over. She is exactly where I pulled over. And then Christina went to go check the gate, and it was locked. And oh man, little you know that there's a hole right where my grandma is on the fence. So we just go right through the hole, and it's right there. It's like she welcomed us. It was pretty cool. Fast forward, we come back. We pick up Alex from school. We're on the way to pick up Alex from school. Something told me we have to go to the church, to our church in our town. So I tell her that. I said, I got a feeling we got to go to church. So we're on our way to pick up Alex. Now I see a truck. We're pulling up to a truck, and on the back of this pickup truck, there's the Saint Benedict's logo on the back of this truck. Mind you, the Saint Benedict logo is for protection against evil. I think in their terms were the prayer for exorcism, right? To get away evil stuff and, the evil eye, hatred and all that stuff, right? So pull up to this pickup truck, and it has this huge sign on the back window of Saint Benedict. And I was like, pull up next to the truck. I lower the window. I'm like, excuse me, I don't want to bother you. I noticed your St. Benedict sign. I wear it every day and for protection. She goes, yes, I have it because he's the saint that has the most recorded miracles. And he's, he blesses you with fortune if you ask for it. I was like, I didn't know that part. That's pretty cool. Whatever. We pick up Alex and we head to the church. I'm going to share a picture on here that I haven't really shared with many people because, a lot of people that aren't believers are going to think it's fake. And, I'm just not that person. I would never play with God's name. I'm not a liar. But I'll share the picture. And so we get to the church. And you know how, there's a prayer room. I think they call it the relic room. They had all these relics in there. And they have a big statue, a human-sized statue of, I guess, a saint. And I'm not trying to be funny, but you know how all the statues be like, look at it. Right? So I see this statue, and it's calling me, and I'm looking at the statue, and then Christina goes, that's Saint Benedict. I was like, how weird is that? I felt a connection, and I had no idea what saint it was. And then my son Alex is making noise next to me. So I look down at him, and I said, I shushed him, I'm like, we're in church, man. You gotta be quiet. I look back at the statue. I kid you not, the statue is looking down in the direction of my son. And I put that on everything. I put that on my grandma's grave. Like I would never, ever, ever lie about that. And I didn't really get spooked because I kind of like saw the correlations leading up to it. So I told Christina, I'm like, that statue was looking at me. And then when I looked back, it was looking down, and she like got really excited. And I'm like, yo, that was a lot. So what I started doing, I went to the statue, I started praying to it, just asking her, listen, I feel as if you're calling me for something. I really would like to know. As long as it comes from God, I'm all for it. And Christina's behind me taking a picture, coincidentally, because she's not trying to take a picture of me. She's taking a picture of the book that the statue had in his hand, and it was in Latin. And she wanted to take a picture so she can Google it to translate it. And she saw that I came out weird in the picture, so she thought her phone was messed up. She just kept on taking the picture, and I'll show the picture on this video. And my son was like, what happened? And he looks at the picture and he makes a noise and he goes, that's the chosen one. And when I heard him say that, I turned around and she's like, look at my phone. And I'm glowing. And I'm like, oh, I got like the chills. I think I got emotional. I started crying. And I didn't know what it meant. I was on a high after that because of what happened. So fast forward. Oh, sorry. So on the statue, there was a little bird, like a black bird. I thought it was a crow, but it was a raven, which was a bigger version of the crow, I guess. And, I was curious to want to know what it was. And in the story of Saint Benedict, the raven saved him from being killed because they were trying to, I think the monks they poisoned his bread, and the raven came and swooped up and took the bread away from him so he didn't eat it because they didn't believe in his beliefs, and they wanted him dead. So, and he was for the people. He was for the people, and a lot of times we don't know what's best for us. People don't agree with things that feel hard, right? Feel difficult. What feels difficult usually is the right thing to do. And where am I going with this? So fast forward, that happened. Now now shout out to Maria and her wife Lily. They're jewelers. They made this pendant for me, which is the sign of Saint Benedict. Here's the sign for the prayer, and then that's the statue of Saint Benedict. I wear it, and they made it for me like 2 weeks ago, I believe. I finally got it, and I was so excited because I said, listen, it has to be perfect. It has to have all the prayer, not small enough where you can't see it. It has to be big enough. So they said we have to make it a lot bigger. It's going to be the size of a quarter and very thick, so it's going to be a little expensive. And I was like, listen, I had to get it done the right way. So thank you. So they made it, and it's beautiful. Thank you so much. The traffic, sorry. Oh, now you can hear me better. So now they got it done Wednesday. My mother went to go pick it up because I had Alex's basketball game. So she dropped it off Wednesday night. It was beautiful. I put on my necklace. And then the first time of me wearing it was Thursday. The next day, I go to work, finish my day, I come home, and then I'm going to share the videos too. I come home and, I'm taking trash out, whatever, or putting the trash cans back. And I had like a pallet in my trunk that I had to put away. And out of nowhere, I dropped the pallet and a raven appears on my house, and it's going nuts. The loudest bird I've ever heard in my life. And I like flinched because I thought it was in a tree and it was about to attack me. And it was so loud that it was piercing my ears. And I'm like, oh shit, what was that? And then I started thinking, I was like, oh wait, what was that? Well, that was spiritual. Then it happened again, really loud. So I went out to the street to see if I could see it. And then as soon as it caught eye contact with me, it took off. And it was the biggest black bird I've ever seen in my life. The wingspan was like a hawk. And it looked at me and it took off. and it like did the wings out, and it's soaring in the sky like real majestically. And I'm like, that had to be something. So I go in the house because it was so loud. I'm like, they had to hear this in the house because the kids' rooms are right there, and they were in their rooms. I said, did anybody hear that? They're like, no. I said, no one heard that loud ass bird outside the window. No. So I didn't put the two and two together. And I showed a video from the Ring camera to Christina, and she's like, oh my God. I said, what? She goes, don't you remember what animal represents Saint Benedict? I'm like, oh shit, like that. I dropped the mic moment. I was like, oh shit. Whoa. Like that was crazy because it's the first day that I'm wearing it. And it blew my mind. So now I'm like on a high again. I'm just running around the house like, Saint Benedict is with me. So I'll share the video on this too, but that was wild. And then that was that day. We went to sleep. Christina meditates like at 5:30 in the morning. She came in the room and she told me that my grandmother came to her again. That I'm gonna save the first time for another story. But she came to her again and she told her that, I really don't want to share everything. That was pretty personal. But she said that Saint Benedict acknowledged my curiosity that it was him. And I'm like, man, I got the chills telling that story. I don't know if I could have told that story any better. I'm sure I could have. But wow. So now I'm in San Francisco a few days ago, and I'm talking to a friend of mine, and he started talking about ayahuasca for some reason. And I was like, yeah, we were talking to other people. Shout out to PJ and Tarek. And I was like, yeah, I did ayahuasca too. And then it was just a wild experience. And, it changed my life forever, right? And then I had this memory of me coming out of ayahuasca, and I sat up. And the first thing that happened to me when I sat up is a big black bird flew by my head, and the wing touched my ear and flew away, and it disappeared. And when I put that together, it dropped me. I'm like, whoa, like it took my air. And I'm like, man, he's been around for a while. I got the chills all over my body. And I'm saying this, man, because, I did ayahuasca in last May. So it's about to be a year, or April, May, 1 or 2. And it's like, to think back, I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. So I thought I'd share that story. I'm not here to try to tell you who to pray to or who to believe in. I just want to share true stories, right? And maybe, just maybe, help somebody with seeing patterns in their own life and things that are happening. It's like, oh my God, maybe they'll reach out and need assistance with some or need help understanding. I'm here for it. And maybe somebody that knows more about St. Benedict and the Blackbirds, maybe they can teach me something, because I've been trying to research why me, or why the connection. And I read, he was for the people. He was for trying to help people become better. And I feel like, that's my calling. I love to pass down the lessons I've learned, and I think that's one of our main purposes in life, and I don't know if it's naive of me to say that that's all of our purpose, but I know it's mine, and I know it's a lot of people I've met the same, and, life is about being selfless, and a lot of people say, oh, I'm not selfish. I'll take the shirt off my back. That's the human side of being selfless. This is on a deeper spiritual level of selflessness, where you're at your worst and you're going through it and you're at your most emotional, and you still put aside what you got going on so you can be present when God's trying to throw someone in your life or in your path that needs help, needs assistance in what you just accomplished. Maybe they're not as strong as you were to survive what you survived, and you're supposed to help. But a lot of people get stuck in what they're going through. It's like, why me? I had a hard life. They get stuck in the details, right? And that's cool, but nothing's going to change until you understand it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And you're supposed to take that information and help someone else with it. Not stay stuck in the details, because who lives in the detail? The devil, you know? I guess that's how I'm gonna end this video. And I hope I can post this one, because it's a pretty long video, and I wanted to try to make sure I hit all points. I just don't know how loud this wind noise is. I'll watch it again. Take care, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's my Saint Benedict video. I got a lot of stuff that's been going. Man, I love it. I love God. Take care, guys.